Hello, and welcome to the Shella D. Bridgman Show. I am Shella D. Bridgman, and this is my testimony. Hey, you guys, it is Sunday, 11/17, November 17th, and it is 6:40 p.m. Checking in with you guys today. I've had some day, and as I was on my way here to make this recording for you, I thought about, God knew that this is how this day was going to go because I did spend yesterday getting everything ready for tomorrow, for my training and my job interview and all of that. So, but today had some little challenges with finding my key to my lock. The key, the lock that I had broken the key off in, now I don't know where the key is. But I went and saw a lady and she said there should be 3 keys. So that means there is one key somewhere. Broke one, can't find one, and then there's one someplace else. But anyhow, I am moving forward, and I think what I came up with, like I said, is that God knew that this is what my day was going to look like because I didn't have anything else to do today. I was going to my storage room to get a couple things. The one that I can't get into, it's stuff that I don't need. The one that I really need the stuff is I'm able to get into that one. So, and then just a little bit frustrated, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and you know how I share with you guys. Full disclosure, I went and talked to the guy that fixed the lock for me for $3. Yeah, $3 whole, right? And I told him, I don't want my mic to rub on anything. And I told him what was going on. He told me, because the people told me in order to cut the lock off or whatever, they would charge me $20. He said take it because it's a good price, because to have someone come out and, deal with the lock, he said it's more than that. He said, so let them do that if they're going to charge only $20. I already even have a new lock. But for me, and he was very nice listening to me, because I told him, I said, but for me, it's the principle. I said, I moved in there not even 7 days. Not even 7 days, because I was delayed in getting out of the other place. So it was like Tuesday. It was Tuesday, so it wasn't even 7 days that I've been in there. And I told him, for me, it felt more like, with the hustle and bustle of moving, things happen, right? Things happen. In business, things happen. And I felt like, because I haven't even been there for 7 days, that they should have extended me the courtesy and said, hey, okay, Miss Bridgman, we're so glad to have you here, and we're going to help you out this one time. We're going to help you out this one time, and we're going to, help you get into your storage room. But in the future, this is the price. That's what I felt like should have happened. But that's not what he said immediately, because we stood there talking about stores that were no longer in business and this and that and this and that and this and that. And then when I said to him, oh, if you can help me get into my unit, and I told him, I didn't know where the key was to the lock, he said, oh, that's $20. And that, it just kind of took me by surprise, because I'm a woman of a particular age. I've seen some things and done some things, and I just did not assume that it would cost $20. And I think on top of everything, because I just moved in and I spent a good amount of money to get 2 units, to get 2 storage units, and I just felt like for a good business practice would have been to extend me the courtesy. And because of that, because they have it, and I told the key guy, and I told him all this stuff, and he's just kind of smiling, right? I told him, I said, you're a businessman, you know what I'm talking about. I said, just like how you charge me only $3. I said, if you want to charge me $20 to get that, that piece out of the lock, I said, and he didn't say anything, and he was just smiling. And so for me, I really have the principle that in business, if you are not nice to me, I really don't do business with you, because my belief is that if you want to help me, you will. And if you don't, you won't. And so it's creeping up already. Even when I moved in, he didn't give me the standard. They give you like packets of something or whatever for pests, right? That's what every place gives you when you move into a unit. Well, he didn't give it to me when I moved into the first unit. He gave it to me when I moved into the second unit. So there's that, and then now the $20 thing. So I'm going to cut my losses, and I'm going to go ahead and find another storage place, because I told you I have this thing. You get me once, but you don't get me twice. And a person can tell you anything, but it's what they do, his actions. And look, I waited thinking maybe I'd see somebody different on the weekend on Sunday, because I was just sure that he only worked during the week. And I thought I would, meet somebody helpful. But yeah, he said $20 straight up. And I just in business, you extend people courtesies. And like the woman that I met at this other storage facility that told me about the 3 keys, like she was saying to me, is that they have a grace period for when you pay your bill. And that's what I was saying to her. I said, that's a courtesy. That's a courtesy, because different things happen. It's not that you don't want to pay your bill, but what if you forgot? I mean, what if you're out of town? What if things happen, and that's what you do in business. You extend people the courtesy, right? So, especially if it's, it's not a frequent occurrence, especially for the one time, and especially because I just moved in and you want to show that you're grateful for my business, you say, hey, let me help you out this one time. And, yeah, they're not offering me that. So I told the guy, I said, I'm going to wait, and maybe the guy will call me and say, oh, let me help you out. Let me help you out. And, yeah, so I didn't get a phone call or anything. So I'm going to cut my losses, and, I'm going to look for me another storage room. I'm going to get me another storage room. But it's all of this is something that I've had to do. I had to move from the one storage room because it was too far away. And the hours, they close like at 3 o'clock on a Sunday. It's like, gee whiz, there's that. And, oh, Lord, that's why he went back that way. Is that why? This lady has these 2 vicious dogs. And not unless she has some kind of special collars. The dogs, I mean, they're like big dogs. And she is one woman, so not unless she has something that I'm not aware of, if something happens, she can't control those dogs. They're pulling her right now. Look, yesterday I saw this same kind of dog that she has attacked a puppy. Oh, he was scared or something. Yeah, this same kind of dog attacked the puppy. And the little lady that had the puppy, she was so distraught. She grabbed her dog and got in the car and drove away, And people don't understand, these are still animals. And the guy went on his way without the dog being on a leash or anything. And I said to myself, I said, now, I bet you anything that man would have said, oh, he won't he's harmless. That's why I don't trust animals like that. Mm-mm. I leave my dog in the car. I'm not interested in any of that. Mm-mm, not at all. They're still animals. They can't do accounting. They're still animals. So, but I love him. But they're still animals, and you gotta use wisdom. But anyhow, yeah. So, I am going to get me another storage room, and yeah, every situation has been. It seems like, but I told you with God, we played the long game. We played the long game, and the one storage unit, this guy's walking around. It's dark where I'm at, like really dark, and he is walking around, and I don't know why. I'm in the parking lot. Now the library's closed, and he is walking around. I'm good in my car. But yeah, so the one facility, they closed at like 3 o'clock, and it was way out of the way. That's one. Two, the other place, it wasn't safe. People are living there, and it wasn't safe. Some guy approached me, and he was threatening. So I moved from there. I wasn't going to stay there, but they didn't give me my money back, and I had to do something right then. I had stuff in the car, so I went ahead and stayed there for the month. And this one was right around the corner from there, and something told me not to take it. But again, being in the press, and it's safer than the place that's not safe. And it took me more than the time that I was supposed to have to get out of there. And the guy extended. See, that's what I mean. Come on now. Excuse me, guys. He extended me a courtesy and gave me some free extra days to get my stuff out, because if not, it was going to cost me $200. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And thank you for being here with me so that I can talk this out. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, this place right here, because I'm not gonna say it, because I'm not gonna speak that. There's power in words. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and move, but I'm gonna start like right away, because like how it took me all that extra time in the other place. No, I want to be out of here like on time. So as soon as I can, I'm gonna find me a place and start with the moving. Just start with the moving, and just consider that wisdom. Because like I was saying, if I pay them $20, I'm moving for sure. If I pay them $20, I'm moving. I already have a new lock, so yeah. So that's what's going on with that. But yeah, so the guy, he's claiming. I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna say it loud. No, don't say that. Don't say that. But I'll just say that a person can tell you something. A person can tell you something, but it's their actions. It's their actions. And the guy, like how he was sitting there talking to me about the this and the that in the stores, and even if he couldn't make that decision himself, he could have said, let me call the manager, something, and let me see if I can extend you this courtesy, something. Or just, if he's there alone, he is in a position to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I can't. $20 is not all the money in the world, but it's the principle. It is the principle. And I would rather, and because I really don't know what my situation is, when I rent a storage unit, I look at the two different prices. I look at the short-term price and the long-term price, because I never know how long I'm really going to need it. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a reasonable monthly price because there's this discount, but in the long run, like, see how, like, out of the blue, this is costing me $20 because they're not extending me a courtesy. What if they come up with something else? What if they come up with something else? What do they say? I told you I live by this. When a person shows you who they are, this is their business practice. I'm getting out of there. So, but the other part of it is that I have a full day tomorrow. I have to go to work tonight. Not I have to, but I'm going to work tonight. I have my training in the morning. And then I have to go to my job interview. So what I'm saying is that this is like a distraction. Like I could have been resting today because I have a full day tomorrow. Full night tonight and then full day tomorrow. I could have been resting today, and that's what the plan was. That's why I did everything yesterday. But God knew. He knew this was going to happen. That's why I did everything yesterday. So the time I exerted with trying to find the key and this and that and this and that and this and that, he knew this was going to happen. That's just how I feel. He knew it was going to happen, and I'm okay. I am okay. Did a little laundry this morning because my little guy had a little situation this morning. So I went and did a load of laundry right quick instead of letting it, pile up and be something bad. So I'm okay. I am okay. And just checking in with you guys and doing this and making sure that I can get it uploaded and everything so I don't have to take it to work and do it, because I want to go to work with a free night and just make it through. I really don't know how quickly I'm going to start this new job, but in my mind it's going to be pretty quick because it's an open job. It's an open job, and I need to make sure that, that I get my little self in there. So, but that's what's going on with me. But everything is fine. Everything is fine. You know what is so funny? I listened to the recording from the other day, and I started telling you the story about being at the thrift store and the people were being mean to me, and I stopped telling you that story and I went in a direction. I started telling you about something else. This is the finish of the story. I was telling you about me being in the thrift store and how I wanted to buy these black pants, these nice, comfortable walk around pants, because that's what I need right now. But I did good today. I didn't eat any extra stuff. But so I'm in the store and I wanted to buy these. I had like all this other stuff, and this one pair of pants didn't have a price on them. So they're saying that the new policy is that they can't sell something that doesn't have a price on it. They can't give it a price and sell it. You gotta, So the man told me, so the manager came from the back and he said, yeah, that's the policy. And he said, oh, but in a couple days, they'll be back out on the floor. And I told him, see, this I'm still working on myself. And I told him, I said, man, I'm a full grown woman. I don't have time to be coming back in 2 days from now for some pants for $6. I'm trying, there's a lot I'm trying to manage. I don't have time for that, right? So, but the thing was, so listen to this. As I was standing there and the young lady was ringing up my stuff, the cashier across from her signaled that he had an item and how much did it cost. And she gave him a price. Okay? So I said to her, I said, I thought you said, and she said, yeah, but it's for, and I said, no. I said, you just sit with that. You sit with that. I don't care. There's nothing you can tell me about that. If that's the policy, that's the policy. If that's the policy, that's the policy. So when I went in there, people in their perceptions of you, right? I've been going there for a while because they have really great prices. But so when I went in there yesterday to, try to get my little outfit together, the energy was off in the place. The music was not. It was just, and people were like, I'm looking for something, and they would come and like kind of edge me out of the way, and it was like, oh, this is like kind of terrible. It really felt bad, and I ended up going to the store and getting my, nice new items, and the music was nice and everything. But when I was in that store where the people were not nice to me, there's a guy there that is disabled. And he's pretty young, and he's disabled. And I showed him how to see. People often try to make you think it's you. Like when you go to a store and they just ball the clothes up and put them in the bag. That's not good, right? But I was in there one day, and the lady, like, she was like my age. She laid all of my stuff out in a stack, like stacked everything one on top of the other, and at the end just folded it like how you fold it in, like one big fold, and put it in the bag. And I was like, wow, right? So I taught that to him. The next time I was there, he treated my items with the same care. And yesterday when I was there, I didn't buy any clothing because the energy was just too off. I couldn't take it. But I bought a little pouch, a little kente cloth pouch, for $1. But I ended up in the line. I wanted to get in the line with the young man that's disabled, that I taught him that procedure because he had a haircut and it looked really nice. And so I feel like I went to the store not to get the outfit that I wanted or needed, but to see that young man and to encourage him along his way. I mean, he's like maybe 20, small frame, you know what I mean? But he had a cute new little haircut. And so I told him, I said, I'm so glad I wanted to be in your line to tell you that I like your haircut, right? And he looked at me, and you can see that it just made his day. I mean, who's giving him compliments? You know what I'm saying? I mean, people, that's the type of person that people, people can not be, kind, or maybe treat him like he's invisible or whatever. But I went out of my way to get in his line and to give him a compliment, and he was grateful. He was grateful. And then I gave him like $4 for the little bag, the little pouch. And then and so I was walking away, and then I was walking away, and he said, "Oh, do you want your receipt?" And I said, "Oh yeah, sure." You know what I mean? So I went out of my way to be to just show him that he is seen, and he's appreciated. And that's what I think I really went to that store to do, not to buy the clothing that I ended up buying from another store. And please excuse me, that interruption, that pause and everything is because I'm here in the library parking lot. And I told you about the lady that lives in the car with her two teenage boys. The one boy, he just ran over like kind of close to my car, and then he ran away, like ran full speed around the corner, and he's like mentally challenged. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like worried about him. And because he was sitting like on the bench, and she's like kind of behind me, so she can see. I mean, it's really dark. It's not late, but it's really dark. But now he's somewhere around the corner. And I told you there was this stranger guy walking around, like he sees the library's closed. There's me and this lady that sleeps in the parking lot. I told you she's been here for years. This is another lady, this young lady I told you with the nice car, and she's by herself. And I don't know. You don't know people's story, but she's been here for years. Young lady, like maybe 30 something, 40, if that, mid 30s, And so yeah, I'm talking to you, but I'm looking around. But yeah, so Yesterday when I went to the store, I think even though I didn't buy anything other than an item that was $1, I think I went there just to encourage that young man. And so that's what I want to say too. You never really know. Just do, what do I say? Do what you know. Do what you know you're supposed to do in that moment. You don't know how it's connected. Just like I shared with you before about how the guy helped me to get the car that I have now. You don't know how that thing that you're led to do. You don't know how it's connected to something down the road. You don't know. And by the same token, me in the storage room, I don't have a good feeling about it. I don't. It's like when a person, it's like even if you're on a job or something, a person, they always have the opportunity to show you grace. They always have the opportunity to do that or to come down on you. Oh, well, you should have known this. Or, okay, you're new on the job. Let me cut you some slack. You know what I mean? And I'm just not feeling that from these people. And that's not, when people have your belongings like that, you don't want to be in a position when they're showing you that that's how they do business. So I will be moving out, and I think you get my point. I think you get my message. You don't know how you don't always do what you know you should do in that moment. It may seem so small to you. That's just like I was coming out of the dollar store. Yes, I'm a big spender. And this, like a family of like four or so, they were going in and they were pushing an older gentleman in a wheelchair. It was so funny because, and it was, it's cold nowadays. It was in the evening, and they were pushing him in the store, and it was like ladies, so they were like talking. They weren't even looking at me, but he saw me and we made eye contact, and I looked at him and I nodded my head like, hello, like I see you, right? And his eyes like kind of lit up, right? And I felt like there was something that I wanted to say because he was in a wheelchair, but you could tell he was a tall man. He was tall and lean, had a head full of nice, nice haircut, gray hair, and you could tell he was a distinguished man. Like you could have seen him as being some kind of, military, former career military man. You know what I'm saying? He was a very distinguished man, but he was just in a wheelchair. And the ladies, they were talking, they didn't even see me, but we made eye contact and I nodded my head and his eyes lit up and like his body even moved a little bit, like, and I wanted to say something like, you know, he was he was a good looking man. You know what I'm saying? He was older and he was in a wheelchair, but you could see who he really was. And yeah. So I know you get my point. I know you get what I'm saying. But see people and acknowledge people, because there are some people that walk around and people do treat them like they're invisible. You know, that's a part of the reason, or how I'm so good with kids, is because I always see them. I always see them. I always see the kids, whether it be the babies or the 5-year olds or the teenagers. I always see them, and they're used to being overlooked. But I always see them, and I can see what they're thinking, and I can see what they feel. I remember one day I was at the water, and there's like this whole long sidewalk where people jog and everything. And this kid, he was about 9 years old, and I don't know if they were his parents or grandparents, but they were a little older, not like 80, but like maybe 60, right? And they had their like nice expensive bicycles, and he was like 9, and he wanted to ride. He wanted to ride. You know, when you're 9, you know you got it in you, right? And so, like, the people would go by, they're like riding fast and everything, and he would look. You know, like how your head, like, like you're watching a tennis match or something. His head would like follow the people, like, wow, look at him go, right? And they took forever, like getting out of the car, you know, like, do you have the water? And do you have the, you know, they're moving slow, and he's on his bicycle and he's ready to go and he's waiting for them. But I saw him. I saw him and I knew what he was thinking, like, dang, why can't I just go ride with my friends or something like that? But he's, you know, having family time or whatever and hanging out with the older people. But yeah, no, I see the kids. I see them and they're used to not being seen. They're used to not being seen. So yeah, just take the time to see people. Some people are used to being invisible. Take the time to see people. So, anyhow, I'm not going to keep you. I'm glad to have gotten this done. It's been an interesting day. I know I have a big day tomorrow, and I have my cute little outfit. It's not what one would, you know, consider. Oh, you know how people dress for job interviews. I'm beyond that. I'm beyond that. I have something where I'm going to be cute and comfortable after having worked all night and having a training class. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in there, and that's what I'm saying. I had to learn is that it's how you're put together. Because shoot, a person could have on a suit, but it could be ill-fitting and wrinkled and everything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have on a suit. I'm gonna have on some cute, comfortable, clean clothes, and I'm gonna be look very well put together. So yeah, it's not. What do they say? It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. Come on now. I just did my neck. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. So, So anyhow, you guys, I really, really, really thank you guys for being here with me. I don't know if you caught my new intro. I got a new intro. I told you I'm doing the best I can. I'm studying. I'm trying to see how we do this. I guess it's a podcast. I'm in the podcast world. I'm a podcaster. I love you guys for being here with me on this journey. You can hear the joy in my heart. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. When I talk to you tomorrow, I'm sure I'll have some good news. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.